So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Hyderabad Power Apps and Power Automate user group. Thank you, Priyesh. That was a lovely session, and it was detailed out nicely. So, in this session, what we are going to do is we are going to record an audio in the microphone control of Power Apps, and then we'll try to generate the text transcript out of it using Power Automate and Azure Cognitive Services. So, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Yash Kamdar, and I work as a cloud infrastructure consultant for Rapid Circle. So, Rapid Circle is a six-time Microsoft Gold partner and health partner. I work on a product called Muhimbi as a Muhimbi consultant. So, we are basically PDF converters, and we have our own app deployed in the app source. And we work in like SharePoint Online on premise as well as the Power Platform. I write a lot about the Power Platform and other stuff on the Azure and AWS cloud. So you can find my blogs on kamdayers.wordpress.com. And parallelly, I also run a YouTube channel called Power Podium, which is typically dedicated to stuff that I try in the Power Platform. So I have my handlers on the right hand side of the slide. If you want to pick up a quick chat, then you can connect with me from here. Okay, so that being said, let's take a look at this session overview. Uh, I have divided it into what we are going to learn and what we are actually going to create. So we are going to learn about JSON functions because it is a very important key in exchanging data from Power Apps to Power Automate. We are also going to learn about speech services, not in that detail, but we are just going to utilize it, which is a part of Azure Cognitive Services. We are going to learn about Azure functions, and I'll not break the ice right now as to why we are using Azure function here, but you'll know it as the session goes on. And then there are some premium connectors which we are going to use, which is the HTTP request and the Muhimbi, wherein I am going to convert the text transcript to a PDF. Of course, you can use any PDF converters that are available in the market. Just that I work with Muhimbi, so I'm going to use Muhimbi. Uh, so to drive these things, we are going to create four things. Canvas application in Power Apps. We are going to provision speech service in the Azure portal, Azure function, and then we'll need the Power Automate, of course, to grab the audio, and then generate text transcript out of it. Okay, so let's take a look at the general architecture and flow diagram first. Okay, so let's divide this into two parts: the left part and the right part. So the left part is my Power Apps Canvas application. What I'm going to do is have a microphone control, which is going to record my audio. And then I'm going to post that audio to, or let's say store that audio to an audio collection. And then when I click on the submit button, then the recorded audio present in the audio collection will be exchanged over to Power Automate. And from there, we'll just convert it into text. Now, that being said, this process is not so easy. Okay, this may look easy on the flow chart, but it's not that easy. So first we need to understand about the two key concepts, which is JSON functions and the other is base 64. So let's first try to understand what a JSON function is. Okay, now suppose you have multiple rows of data in your Power Apps. So ideally you will need to post process that data, right? So you'll need to pass it on to flow. So what is the basic way of doing that is you'll store that multiple rows of data, let's say 10 rows of data in a collection in Power Apps, and then you'll just pass that collection to Power Automate. But Power Automate is expecting, and it always expects string as a parameter, right? So you cannot directly churn out all the data and try to process it in Power Automate. What you'll need to do is you'll need to break these individual multiple rows of data into text strings. And if you have 10 rows of data and 20 strings in total, then you'll need to iterate Power Automate 20 times. Okay, which is not a good design. Okay, it's still okay if you have 10 rows, but we are talking about hundreds and thousands of rows, then it becomes very difficult. So what can be done? Recently, Microsoft released JSON functions. So one of the capabilities of JSON functions is if you have 100 rows of data inside a collection in Power Apps, it has the ability to pass that entire 100 rows of data as a single text string to Power Automate. So in that way, you don't need to iterate rows, right? You just, so Power Automate will just treat that entire collection as a single string, and then you can go ahead in just one iteration. So that's the basic thing why we use JSON functions, is because it's a very clean approach. Plus it allows you to send multiple parts of data in a single text string from Power Apps to Power Automate. So this is the one thing that I wanted to talk about. Now the second important thing is we are going to work with audio, right? So audio is not a simple data, it's a complex kind of data. So another example of a complex kind of data will be image. So image and audio, these are the two kinds of data that are represented in binary format. So they, if you try to churn them, then you'll find that they are actually present in a binary form. Now you cannot directly take up audio from Power Apps and then directly post it to Power Automate. That does not happen. But what you can do is you can encode the audio, okay, with some format, let's say base 64, and I'll explain you what base 64 is. Pass that base 64 encoded data to Power Automate, which is understandable by Power Automate, and then you will decode it. Okay, so that can be done. Now to give you a gist of what that is, let me quickly take you to Wiki, or let's say Google. So here it is. What is a base 64? Base 64 is an encoding schema which is used when there is a need to encode binary data that needs to be stored or transmitted. So similarly, what we are going to do right now, we are going to grab the audio from Power Apps, we are going to base and encode it with base 64, and then decode it back in Power Automate. So let me give you a gist of how this works. Okay, right now I'm doing this via browser, but later on we are going to do this via Power Automate solution. So I have a flyer over here. Okay, this is an image that Yash Agarwal has sent to me. I'll just upload this. Okay, so this is uploaded, and when I click on convert to base
Hey
64,
Yash, sorry to interrupt you there, but I can see the PowerPoint screen.
oh, okay, I think that is because of the lag. Uh, just a second, it should come up.
Okay,
Let me know if it comes up.
okay.
Or I think you need to share the desktop instead of the application. If you can stop sharing and try sharing again.
Okay, let me do that. It's because of network connectivity issue. So I've been facing that on and off.
No worries. Please go ahead. I can see the your browser screen now.
Okay, perfect. So what I've done is just I've clicked on choose a file, and I've chosen the flyer that Yash Agarwal shared with me. It's just an image, okay? And then when I clicked on convert to base 64, it has given me this. So this is the base 64 that we are talking about, okay? This is encoded, the image was encoded with base 64. Now let's copy this, Control A, Control C, and I'm going to go to another browser. So I'm going to try to decode this. Okay, so I've just pasted it, and I'm now going to click on decode base 64 to file. Now you'll see in a minute how this gets decoded and I get the image back. Okay, it's up, right? Can you see? So I've got the image back from the decoded base 64. This is exactly what we are going to do from inside Power Automate. Okay, let me take you back to the slide. Okay, now, so you understood how base 64 works, right? But how do I pass this? Like, how do I get it to work from inside the Power Apps? So this is the thing. So this is the format. Okay, you need to write JSON, because we are this is the function, JSON function. Then you have to write the name of the collection. So the name of the collection in my case is going to be audio collection, and I'm going to demo that from inside the Power Apps Canvas application in a minute. And then since we are working with complex data, I need to mention the format. So JSON format that include binary data, because my audio is a binary data. Okay. Now let me take you to back to the Power Apps Canvas application. Okay. So on my screen now should be the Canvas application. what I have done is I have included a microphone control. Okay, I have a button, submit button, and I have a label where I will be able to show you the base64 that I have just generated from the browser. But rather than that, I'll be generating it from inside the Power Apps Canvas application itself. Now let's quickly take a look at the on stop property, okay, of the Canvas application, of the microphone control. I'm sorry. So here is what I previously demoed it to you on the slide. So what I'm doing is, here is my audio collection. Okay, I'm just passing the audio from where? From my microphone control, and the name of the microphone control is microphone1. Post that, I am creating a variable called JSON sample. Okay, and I'm setting that JSON sample with the JSON function. So the JSON function, as I told you, JSON in brackets, name of the collection, so it's audio collection, and then just mentioning the format. So JSON format dot include binary data. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now this is done, and now I want to forward this data to Power Automate. So how to do that? So click on the submit button, and you'll see it's very simple. So name of the flow, so speech services dot run, that is the method, and then the same thing. So JSON, rather than sending the entire audio collection, I'm just sending the first audio present in my audio collection, and then again I'm just mentioning the format. So JSON format dot include binary data. This being done, when I click on submit, my audio will be exchanged from Power Apps to Power Automate. Easy peasy, right? It's not very complicated. Now let's go back and take a look at some of the key concepts. So where is my slide? Okay. Now it's important that I take you back to the general architecture and flow. So we have covered the left part. Okay, we have recorded an audio, we have saved it into a collection, we have configured the buttons with the required formulas, and we are ready to share that audio from our audio collection into the Power Automate. Now the second part is, so we have the audio right in the Power Automate. Now all we need to do is decode it and send it to speech services. So let's go ahead and configure a speech service. It's very easy. Just go to portal.azure.com. Okay, and then click on this. You need to go to the Azure Cognitive Services. So I'm already on that page. Search for the correct cognitive service. So speech is here. Once I click on it, it asks me for an endpoint. Once I enter the endpoint, it gives me a key. So these two things are going to be necessary for us, the key and the endpoint. Okay, so it's very simple. I'm not going to show you how I have filled up the form to just ramp up this speech service, but if you go on the Google, it's just a 4-step process. But very important to note that once you have ramped up this, you'll get two things. One is the key and one is the endpoint. Okay, so now let's go back to the slideshow. Okay, that being done, one of the most important things that I want to share is speech services always expects audio in one of the two formats. So one is WAV format and one is the OGG format. Now here is the pain part. Okay, let me take you back over here. Let me play this. So hello everyone, welcome to Hyderabad Power Automate and Power Apps user group. On stop. Okay, now if you can see, I have the content type over on the screen, right? So the content type shows audio/WebM. That means when you record an audio in a Power App, it always records the audio in the WebM format. Now in the earlier slide, I told you that the Azure Cognitive Services only supports two types of audio formats. So one is the WAV and one is the OGG. Now if I pass this audio, that is audio/WebM, then my flow is going to fail because speech services is going to treat this audio, the audio with WebM content type, as an unsupported format. So here is where our Azure function comes into picture. Okay, so what we are going to do in Azure function, I'll explain you with the slide. Okay, So we are going to host a codec in our Azure function. Okay. Now what do I mean by codec? So codec is basically audio and video format converter. And we are going to use a very popular codec, which is FFmpeg. So the audio with the content type WebM, we are going to pass this to our Azure function. That will pass it to FFmpeg. We are going to tell FFmpeg to convert the WebM format to web format audio so that we can use it later in the flow. Okay, I hope you're all with me on this. I'll explain it once again. The audio that is recorded from the microphone control of Power Apps gets recorded in the WebM format. Okay, WebM is not a supported format for the cognitive services. So that's why we are first going to pass this audio to FFmpeg, which is present inside our Azure function. FFmpeg will take the WebM part, give us a web audio, and then this web audio will pass it to speech cognitive services because it will become a supported audio format for the speech cognitive services. Now let me take you to the Azure function. So that is also the thing that I'm not going to show how I have created it, but yes, I'll totally help you with this if there are any questions. Plus I have kept everything documented on my WordPress site. So if you want to create this from scratch, you just need to go to my WordPress site. I have created a three-part block series. Okay, you just need to click on the appropriate parts and you can totally ramp this up in your own environment. So back to the Azure function. Okay, this is my Azure function. I'll tell you from where you need to go. So this is speech to text func. Okay, this is my Azure function. I'll just click on it. And then you can host multiple functions inside a single entity. So I'll just click on functions. So this brings me to this convert audio format using FFmpeg. I'll click on this and I'll just show you the code. Okay, because I need to tell you how I have integrated FFmpeg inside my Azure function, because that is very important. Okay, now this is in .NET Core, but this can totally be written in PowerShell. So if someone is an someone is an IT pro and he wants to do this or he wants to run this via PowerShell, then you can connect with me and I can share the PowerShell with you. Okay, if you can see, just ignore the code. If you can see down here, I have mentioned a path, right? And the path is for ffmpeg.exe. So I have the exe. It's an open source, so you can download it from internet. I'll leave the link from where you can download this inside the slide. But let me show you where I have placed it. So there is a popular thing called Kudu. So Kudu is basically a container. Okay. Okay, it's a bit slow. So let me drive this from here. I'll have the Kudu yeah. So I'll click on go. What all you need to do is just go to the Kudu, upload your file. Okay, just a minute. It's coming up. I need to sign in because I'm using different environments right now. That's why it's a bit of a confusion. But yeah, I can sign in. Or else let me go via this way. Code plus test. So there used to be a Kudu down here. Let me click on this again. It will come up in just a second. All I need to do is just sign in. Okay, great. So okay, I have a OAuth over here. So just quickly logging in, I should get the OTP. So basically, as I was saying, when this logs in, Kudu is a container. Okay, you can just upload files in the Kudu, and then you can reference that anywhere in your Azure environment. It's basically like a, in other words, if you can say, it's a file system for Azure. So okay, it's up. So if I go ahead and try to take a look at the files. Okay, so app settings. Tools. Let's try this. Oh, lovely. Now you can see in a minute, it will tell me at what path I am. Okay, the path is D home. If I take you to my code, you can see the path is D home site www root, and then convert audio format using FFmpeg. So let's try to go down that path. Okay. So now site www root, convert audio format using FFmpeg, and you can see I have uploaded over here ffmpeg.exe. Okay, so it's just that, just downloading ffmpeg.exe from internet and then placing it over here. Very simple. Now the important part is we have already ramped up the Azure function. So Azure function will take my audio, convert it from WebM to WAV, and give me the body. So that body I'll be passing to speech cognitive services. Now this part I'll be demoing via Flow, because we are all doing this inside the Flow itself. I have multiple tabs open, so it's a bit of a confusion. Meanwhile, our solution has already run, and okay, I'll take you part by part. So this is my Power App. Okay, so what you have to do is ask in Power Apps. So the data that was pushed from Power Apps is now present in Flow. Then, as I told you, I have a compose action. Now the compose action, as an input, I am providing this URL data audio / webm base 64. Now this is the exact same thing that we had initially got over here. You can see this. This is the base 64 encoded of the audio that I have passed. Okay. Then I'm passing it. Now why I'm passing it, I'll tell you why. So it has two properties. One is the content type. This is audio / webm. And the second is the actual base 64. I'm not concerned with audio / webm, right? I just want the base 64 because this contains the meaningful audio. So that's why I'm passing it, so that I can extract this base 64 audio from the total JSON output passed via the JSON function. So I've done that. Okay. And then I have this. In the compose action, I'm going to input. See, I have got two things: the content type, that is audio / webm, and then the dollar content, that is the meaningful audio. So I'm just grabbing that. Okay, I'm just grabbing the dollar content. Then I am going to call my Azure function. So from where did I get this? You can see there is a URL, and I'm calling this from my HTTP request action. From where did I get this? So I got this from my Azure function itself. I'll show you how. Once I am into the function, just click on get function URL and just copy this. So that way I am able to call this API from inside the get HTTP action. Okay, there's an action, and I'll show you the details of that action once I'm thorough with the flow. Okay, now I'll take you back to the flow. So what I'm going to pass it as a body is dollar content. Okay, now what I get is an output is the WAV audio. Okay, now we need to pass this. Okay, because this will not be understandable. But you can see that the type is WAV. Can you see this? Type is audio / WAV. So the HTTP action grabbed the WebM audio, called the Azure function. The Azure function initiated the FFmpeg. FFmpeg grabbed that WebM audio and converted to WAV. And inside the body, I'm now getting audio / WAV. Now this is a supported audio for speech services. I can totally work with this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my speech to text. So remember I told you that once you ramp up a speech to text cognitive services, it is going to give you one endpoint, right? Key and endpoint. So you need to mention the key and endpoint inside this HTTP action. And then it is going to give you as an output the text transcript. Okay, now it has already given me the text transcript. Let's analyze this. So I'm going to do a Control A, Control C. I'm going to do open this in a notepad. So you remember I said, hello everyone, welcome to inside my microphone control. So it has already given me that, if you can see this. So the speech to text has worked and it has given me the text transcript of my audio. Now all I need to do is parse this JSON, because this is a JSON, and then grab the lexical, right? Because the lexical is having the text transcript. Lexical is basically the NVEST is the object, and lexical is the entity that is holding the text transcript of my audio. So I'm just parsing the JSON, okay? And then I'm initializing a variable so that I can, store this output. I'm just setting it with the lexical value, right? And then I have my action native to Muhimbi, which is called convert HTML to PDF. Now this I will show you by editing. I hope the flow was clear. It's a very simple flow. So just go to compose action, click on ask in Power Apps because the data is coming from Power Apps. Then go to parse JSON. Okay, parse JSON, just parse the outputs of compose action. So I am just passing that over here. Now in the compose action, what I need to do is do data URI to binary. I told you that we are going to encode binary to URI first, right? Because we are going to pass that from Power Apps to Power Automate. Now in the Power Automate, I've already got that. So now I'm going to decode it back from data URI to binary, right? Then that binary data I'm passing in to my function URL. So here is the function URL. The function URL is of the Azure function. It's a post request because I'm calling that API, right? And I'm passing the audio, that is the decoded audio, as an input. So I'll get the body from this HTTP WebM to web format. The body will be in web format. So I'm just grabbing that. This is my URI. Similarly, so this URI is for Azure function. Similarly, we get a URI that is the endpoint for the speech services. So I'm just pasting that over here. I'll need the subscription key. Without the subscription key, Azure will not treat this as a valid request. Okay. And then I'll pass the body, but the body of what? The body of HTTP WebM to web format, because this holds the web format audio. I've just passed it over here. Now this will give me the text transcript. So I'm just clicking on parse JSON. Okay. And then I'm going to pass the entire thing. So the entire thing is the one that I showed you on the notepad. Post that the data is being holded. Lexical is the property that is holding the text transcript. So I'm just initializing a variable. Okay. And then I'm grabbing the NBEST, that is the array, and out of the array I'm grabbing the lexical property, and then I'm just going to go ahead and set the variable. Now all I need to do is click on my action native to Muhimbi, which is convert HTML to PDF. So that's it. This is convert HTML to PDF. I just need to write a random HTML. Okay. So I'll just write the headers, and what I'm going to pass in over here is the lexical. I can either pass in the lexical or I can also pass this output variable, because both hold the same exact data. That is the text transcript. That's it. Now let's take a look at, okay, so if I do F5, let's take a look if it has, generated the text transcript. Oh, it's a sign in problem once again. Let me quickly sign in. So now you will see that whatever we spoke in the microphone, whatever audio was recorded in the microphone, we are now able to get a PDF out of it. You can just generate the transcript and leave it over there, or you can generate HTML as well. So let me quickly log in. Okay, so when I open this test.pdf, I will get to see the text transcript of the audio that was recorded. Ta-da! So you can see it's a very simple, it's a very simple solution. the only thing is there are a lot of moving parts inside it, so that's why it becomes difficult to explain this in one flow. Since there are many moving parts, I have to continuously switch the browsers. But one last time, I'll just take you back to this slide because I want to make sure that you understand this uh, underlying concept. Underlying concept is important. You can imitate this solution anytime. It's very simple. So microphone control, record the audio, push the audio to audio collection, click on submit button. The first audio in the audio collection is passed on to Power Automate. Okay. Now Power Automate will decode it. Now, once decoded, it will recognize that the audio is in WebM format. So it will say, okay, WebM is not a supported format. Let me first call the Azure function, which has FFmpeg. So FFmpeg will then grab the WebM format audio, convert it to web format, and then we'll call the Azure Cognitive Services with the web format audio. So the Azure Cognitive Services will convert the speech to text. The text we are going to pass to Muhimbi PDF converter, who is going to convert the text to HTML and the HTML to PDF. So we are going to get a PDF. That is all what we have done. Okay, so I'll just cover the rest of my slides because there are other important things too that I want to share. This is the call to action. So if someone is a beginner, okay, I'd encourage you to start the Power Platform learning path. It's very important because it's always good to back your skills with a certification, right? So I think the Azure, the Power Platform Fundamentals PL 900, that is one good exam to clear and to showcase your capabilities. So to complete that, you can just start with the Power Platform learning path. You can go through all the videos present over here. It's a slow learning path, so it's not a very fast paced. It's a slow paced. You can get yourself acquainted with all the concepts, and side by side they also give you the option to imitate things. Okay, so that is a good part. You can also join the Office 365 developer program. If you join this program, then certain actions like the HTTP trigger that we just used for calling APIs, it's a premium action. Okay, but if you join this Office 365 developer program, then you get to use it for free to some extent. And yeah, try to build applications on Power Platform. I'd encourage you to follow the blog that I have written on WordPress. Follow all the 3 parts. Try to build this. In case you face any issues, then you can totally connect with me. And yeah, keep attending local community events like this one. So you have with the COVID going on, you have a lot of events going on. So thank you to Yash and Ritika for organizing this. So yeah, that's all from my end.